Hey guys, I'm Tiana, and welcome back to Best Living Now. Back in 1996, there was a movie with Lynn Whitfield, Martin Lawrence, and Regina King. And in this movie, Martin Lawrence played the character Darnell. And Darnell was a ladies' man. He loved the ladies, and the ladies loved him. He was just simply a ladies' man. Regina King played the character Mia. And Mia and Darnell used to date each other back in the day, but things happened and they eventually went their separate ways. Darnell then meets Lynn Whitfield, Brandy, and he sees her, he's attracted to her, and he wants to get to know her. Brandy, on the other hand, does not want to have anything to do with Darnell. She simply does not want to be bothered. But Darnell is persistent, and he eventually gets Brandy to go on a date with him. And he wines her, he dines her, he spends time with her, he gets to know her. And you would think that the two of them are in love. However, that is not the case because Darnell, being the ladies' man that he is, just wants to be intimate with Brandy. And they eventually become intimate. Then Darnell tries to break it off with her. He's tried to dump her, try to get rid of her. Brandy is not having it, okay? She's just not having it. She's upset. She's furious. She's angry with him. And she would show up at his home. She would show up at his job. Everywhere he went, she showed up. Throughout the movie, we see that Brandy has issues. And by the end of this movie, Mia and Darnell are a couple. And the name of this movie is It's a Thin Line Between Love and Hate. And that is our topic for today. Love versus hate. The two are totally opposite. They are on different ends of the spectrum. They are nothing alike. They are opponents. Webster Dictionary tells us that love is an intense, deep, passionate feeling of affection. It also tells us that hate is an intense, deep, passionate feeling of dislike or aversion. The two just don't get along. They have nothing in common. They don't go together. The Bible tells us that love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast, is not jealous, does not brag, it hopes all things, it believes all things. It's just love. Hate, on the other hand, is the opposite. It is not kind, it is malicious, it is jealous, it does boast, and it does brag. It is the exact opposite of love. If we were to compare love and hate as boxers in a boxing ring, you have love in one corner and you have hate in the other corner. They're matched weight size, but that is where their similarities end. Their fighting styles are not the same. Their techniques are not the same. The same as with two boxers. They don't have the same style. They don't have the same technique. And they do what works best for them. The same with love versus hate. Hate, when it fights, it is very aggressive, forcefully aggressive. When it comes at you, it brings everything that it has. And it does it to cause harm, bodily harm, spiritual harm, soulful harm. It comes to destroy. It comes to kill. It comes to tear down. It does not come to do anything good. Love, on the other hand, does the opposite of hate. It is there to encourage. It is there to uplift. It is there to empower. It is there to get you to be your best self. It is there to help you through the things that you are dealing with. It's just total opposite of hate. As two boxers in a ring, they stand up and they fight one another, and hate comes at love and it throws a blow. And as in boxing, the person, they protect themselves. They block the blow so they won't get hit. And that is love. Hate throws a punch at love, and love blocks the blow with its patience, with its kindness, with its endurance. It blocks the blow. And hate, not realizing it, is its own enemy. It will tire itself out because it is so aggressive and because it is so forceful. It comes at you with everything that it has. Love stands there and takes it. It's not a weakling because it takes a strong person to endure the blows that hate throws at it. So love is not a weakling. And hate, because it doesn't realize that it's its own worst enemy, it constantly comes at you as hard as it can, as hard as it can. But love continues to block the blows, not coming back forcefully trying to hit hate back, trying to get back at hate, but it shows hate kindness. It shows hate endurance. It shows hate patience. Like, regardless of what you throw at me, regardless of what you say to me, regardless of what you do to me, I'm going to stand right here and I'm going to endure everything that you have. I'm going to kill you with kindness. And that's just simply what love does. It kills you with kindness. Hate has nothing kind about it. It does not want to kill you with kindness. It wants to kill you, like, period. Put you 6 feet under. It wants to hurt you. But because it doesn't realize that it is hurting itself, it constantly comes at you with such force, with such aggression, and it tires itself out. And when it gets tired and tires out and cannot throw another blow, love steps in and helps it up. You would think hate just came at you with so much aggression, with so much force, and he threw every blow at you that it could possibly throw at you, fought dirty, fought underhanded, did everything to take you out, and now it is winded, out of breath, can't get up, sitting down on the floor, and you mean to tell me you're gonna go and help it? Yes, because that is what love does. It's not easy to show love when hate is being shown towards you. It's not easy. It's not always easy. It's not always easy. However, God will help you to show love, and you will be a better person because of it. Love wants you to be a better person. Hate wants you to do what it is doing. See, if love were to throw blows at hate the way hate were throwing blows at it, then we would have a problem. And love is just not like hate. It does not want to see evil done to a person. It does not want to see the destruction done to a person. But hate, in thinking that it is destroying someone else, is destroying itself. Because it eats at you. Hate festers. It sits in you. It lives in you. It dwells in you. If you allow it, it will eat at you. And you, thinking that you're hurting the person that the hate is directed at, hurting nothing but yourself. And that's just how it works. You know, the devil is full of hate, and God is full of love. And the two, they do not go together. They are enemies. God wants us to be love. He does not want us to hate one another. He does not want us to talk bad about one another. He does not want us to put each other down, but he wants us to love one another and hate our enemy. The devil is our enemy, and that is who we are to be fighting against. The Bible tells us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We don't wrestle against each other. We don't wrestle human to human. We wrestle against the spiritual wickedness and the principalities in the heavenly places, in the high places. That's who we wrestle against, the demonic spirits. We're not to be hurting and hating one another. We are to love one another and lift each other up, because that is what love is. That is what love does. Hate wants to see the end of you. Love wants to see the best of you. the best that you have to give. That's just what it wants to see. I was about 9 or 10 years old. I remember I was living at my grandmother's house, and I have a cousin, and we did not get along. We fought like cats and dogs. We just did not get along. And I must say that I hated her. I hated her. I wanted to hurt her because she hurt me. There were just things she would tell my grandmother this and tell my grandmother that, and she would make people believe things about me that's just not true. And she would always pick on me and just call me names and stuff like that. And I really hated her. I really hated her. And I remember we got into a fight, and I tried to choke her to death. I tried to kill her. I was like 9, 10, 11. I'm not even sure how old I was. But because of the way that she was treating me, I really did not like her. I cursed at her. I tried to choke her to death. Now she tried to choke me back too. I even came out one time and told her, I hate you and I wish you were dead. I told her that. And I ain't think nothing of it. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I mean, I'm just telling you how I feel, and I really feel like that. I hate you, and I wish you were dead. And I didn't even think about how it affected her. All I'm thinking is, you hurt me, and I want to hurt you back. And I was not showing her love. I was going to church, and I knew about God, and I knew about Jesus, but I did not have a relationship with God. I did not have a relationship with Jesus. So I wanted to get back at her the way that she got at me, and I told her that I hated her. Years go by, and we are adults now. And I'm like 21 or 22. And we don't live in the same state. We live in different states. And she has developed a relationship with God. And I am developing a relationship with God. And I remembered what I said to her. And I called her and I said to her, do you remember when I told you that I hated you and I wish you were dead? And she said, yeah, I remember. She said, that thing hurt me so bad. I said, I am so sorry. I said, I sincerely apologize to you. I am so sorry. And she said, well, what brought this about? I said, I'm developing a relationship with God, and this is something that has come up, and I'm calling to apologize to you about this. And she accepted my apology. It's because she had developed a relationship with God that she was able to accept my apology. And it's because that I was developing a relationship with God that I was able to apologize to her. And the hatred that I had towards her went from hatred to love. We had something in common. We had God in common. And because we were both in a relationship with God, He was dealing with the both of us. And when I would go home to visit, I would always look for, and the hatred that we used to have went away. Why? Because we had God as a common denominator. And God is love. And when you put God into things in your life, I'm not saying that it's going to be the best all the time, but with God in your life, with love in your life, things will go better. You'll be able to endure things better, and you'll be able to handle things better with God, with love in your life. We are to love one another. We are to uplift one another. We are to encourage one another. We are to be there for one another. We are to bear one another's burdens. We are to just be there for each other. The Bible says, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. While we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. That is love. Hate will rather kill you than to die for you. But love will die for you. Even when you have done it wrong, love will die for you. Hate will kill you. Love will die for you and forgive you and say, it's okay, go on. And that's just love versus hate. The two are totally different. I really hope that you all got something out of this. I really hope that you all enjoyed it. I really enjoyed giving it to you all. Take what you have learned and apply it to your life when it comes to love, when it comes to hate. If you're holding on to hatred in your heart, examine it and ask God to help you get rid of it, because it's not doing anything but hurting your soul. You want your soul to be nourished. You want your soul to flourish. You don't want your soul to shrivel up and die because you're holding on to hate. So ask God to help you. Apply what you have learned, apply what you have heard to your life so that it can help you do your best living now. I'll see you all soon. Bye.